Großes bevor. Der Allianz Tag des Kinos. Am 3. September nur 5 Franken pro Ticket.
Do you sometimes wish your life was more exciting?
Here we go.
Diesen Sommer steht der Welt Großes bevor. Der Allianz Tag des Kinos. Am 3. September nur 5 Franken pro Ticket.
Good afternoon and welcome back to Nottwil, the home of the 2017 World Para-Athletics Junior Championships. It's the afternoon/evening session on day 3 of 4 of competition here. And there on the screen for you is the start list for the first field event that we've got. It's the Discus F11 to F13. We've got men, women, under 18s and under 20s all on that list there for you. At the top of it, Fatima Safarifard Kuzani will compete in a non-medal event. She's the only competitor in the under 20s F11 to F13. And then looking down the list, the next two there, Jose Eduardo Cruz Lopez and Ignacio Parodi. Those two will go head-to-head for just a gold medal in the under 18s age group. And then the remaining 4, Juan Esteban Scarpeta Rojas, Antonio Alexis Ortiz, Salvador Moreno Sujar, and David Plau Torres. Those 4 are vying for gold, silver and bronze in the under 20s age group. So the athletes are just remaining in the shade for now. It is very warm this afternoon here in Nottwil. Getting up towards 30 degrees again. We've been blessed with some very good weather. Feels quite humid today, although that may be because my commentary box is somewhat of a greenhouse. Light breeze fluttering around the sport arena Nottwil here, so just help to cool things down a touch for everybody. Got lots of track action to come for you in this session as well, starting with the 400 meters in the T42-47 classifications. We've got 200 meters in the T11 to T13s, and then a whole host of 100 meters to round off the session in the T35-38 classification. Some 800 meters in there as well, so plenty to look forward to. You can see the full schedule and further details of all the results on the website www.nottwil2017.ch. Just lining up the athletes to be formally introduced to them for our first event, the discus. In the F11 to F13 classifications, they are the visual impairment classifications, ranging from F11, the most severe, to F13, the least severe of visual impairments within those classifications. So that's Fatima Safarifat Kazani of Iran. She is competing solo, as she did in the shot put as well. Just a chance for her to show what she can do on a world stage. No medal at stake there. Two athletes then in the under-18 men's category. Jose Eduardo Cruz Lopez of Mexico. And then Ignacio Parodi of Argentina. And there's the big man from Colombia, Juan Esteban Scarpeta Rojas. Stood next to him in the lunch queue earlier. He is a unit. Antonio Ortiz from Argentina. This is Salvador Moreno, won silver in the shot put here already in Nottwil. But his compatriot, this man, David Plau Torres, won gold in the shot put. This his second of two events as well, so he'll be hoping to take home the double and do the double over his Spanish compatriot for bragging rights in Team Spain. So these athletes in 3 different areas of competition will compete alongside each other rather than against each other. And a reminder that, as ever here at the World Para-Athletics Junior Championships, we are operating with a multi-classification system, and therefore all the medals will be decided on a points-based system. So in this instance with the discus, each of the classifications, F11, F12 and F13, have a slightly different formula to work out how many points you'd get based on the distance that you achieve with the discus. Now, that formula takes into account results from the Paralympics in Sydney in 2000 onwards. Also calculates trend in performances across the classification from 2004 onwards, with 1,000 points the benchmark of a world-class display. So that allows F11, F12 and F13 athletes in this instance to compete in the same competition. And then the points will be worked out to order them. And then the 3 with the topmost points in the case of the under-20 competition will get gold, silver and bronze. In the under-18 competition here for the discus will just be a gold. So we've got some shot put also going. You've just met Yasmin Keskinsoy and Ezra Bayrak of Turkey in the women's under-20 competition. This is the men's now. Jack Liuer from New Zealand and Elias Romano Mancini of Argentina. So 2 women in the F20 under-20s, 2 men in the F20 under-20s. There's only a gold medal apiece there. 1 gold in the women's event, 1 gold in the men's event. Handshake beforehand as well. Nice to see between Jack Liuer and Elias Mancini. So that's two field events getting things started here. We've got 3.5 hours or so of action for you. Preparing here on the track for the men's 400 meters, T52-47. There is your start list. And they're wearing 111. And Ntando Malangu of South Africa. He's the world record holder over this distance, 400 meters. He broke a world record last night in the 100 meters. He is in fine form, it's safe to say. Just 15 years of age. 3 golds from 3 so far for Malangu. This is the 4th of the 4 events that he will compete in here. And he is searching for a clean sweep. Riccardo Bagaini of Italy has picked up a bronze and a silver so far. But you get the feeling that this race is going to be all about Ntando Malangu. The only T42 athlete in the field, spread between T42 to T47. Start with the lineups then. In lane 6, Mauricio Orrego of Chile. First time we've seen him here at Nottwil. He'll also race in the 1500 meters. And then moving into lane 5. You are looking at a current star of world para-athletics at any level, and he will continue to be so, I'm sure. Ntando Malangu. Lane 4, Riccardo Bagaini. Bronze in the 100, silver in the 200. Got a silver as part of the relay team at London 2017 a few weeks ago. In lane 3, Tomás Ruan de Moraes. 0.19 seconds off a medal in the 100 meters. Silver in the long jump for him. And in lane 2, Alex Klein, the United States of America. This is his 3rd and final event here at Nottwil. Yet to medal, so we'll be hoping to change that before he heads back across the Atlantic. So 5 athletes in this men's 400 meters, T42-47, under 18 final. Klein of USA in 2, Ruan de Moraes of Brazil in 3, Bagaini of Italy in 4, Malangu of South Africa in 5, Orrego Campos of Chile in lane 6. And they are not away cleanly for our first race of the session. Wait and see exactly what that was. We did have a disqualification this morning, but we have occasionally had a slightly temperamental starting equipment. Just wait for the officials to have a conversation. I guess the question is, was it an athlete or was it the equipment? I'm sure between the 4 of them they'll figure it out fairly swiftly. Looks like a green card in that official's hand. which would suggest that our old friend technology was at fault. It is a green card for everybody, so we still have 5 athletes in this final. And we'll try all over again. So it's the men's 400 metres, T42 to 47, under 18s final. Klein in 2, Rwanda Moraes in 3, Bagaini in 4, Malango in 5, Orego Campos in 6. And we are indeed away this time. Now, Ntando Malango is the man we're keeping an eye on. Once he gets up ahead of steam, he is almightily difficult to stop. Going well early doors in lane 3. Tomas Rwanda Moraes is making up ground on Bagaini. Now Malango starts to motor down the back straight, and he's absolutely flying. Around Rwanda Moraes he goes, and Ntando Malango into the lead in this T42 to 47 400-meter race. And as they come around to the final 100 meters, it is all about Ntando Malango, the world record holder, at 52.61 seconds. How quick is he feeling? 3 golds from 3 so far. It's going to be 4 golds from 4. Keep an eye on the clock. Oh, it looks like it's sub 50. We'll have to get that confirmed. Rwanda Moraes crosses the line second. Ricardo Pagaini third. And coming through to complete the race, Alex Klein of USA in lane 2. And Ntando Malango is the world record holder at 52.61 seconds. Unofficially, the clock by the finish line there stopped before 50. If we get that confirmed, that is a massive new world record for Ntando Malango. That man is on fire. That will make it 4 golds from 4 here in Nottwil. And as soon as we get that confirmed, that will make it 2 world records from 4. Let me remind you, he's 15 years of age. What a supreme talent. Ntando Malango of South Africa. 2-time silver medalist, World Championships in London and in Rio last year in the 200 meters. Let's watch that again. There he is in lane 5. As I said, it does take him a short while to build up some speed, but it doesn't take long at all. And as he came down the home straight here, all eyes were on the clock. And we've had it confirmed and verified at 49.92 seconds. He obliterates his own world record, which stood at 52.61. Look at him, straight, eyes on the clock. A little smile there. That is one of the best performances you are likely to see. Ntando Malango, a new world record in the men's 400 meters T42 classification, 49.92 seconds. Take a breath, everybody. That is an electric start to the evening session here on day 3. Barely got time to recover before we go back down to the track for some more action. This is the women's 400 meters T45 under 18s. Flying solo in this one, Nela Starishasport of the USA. We've seen a lot of her. Her smiley face and her purple hair around Nottwil. She's competed in the long jump, the 100 and the 200. This her 4th of 4 events. Not managed to pick up a medal here in Nottwil, but has certainly picked up some invaluable experience. 14 years of age, Chasfort. I'm sure we'll see her at World Para-Athletics Junior Championships to come. And that's what these are all about, preparing the best young athletes for major competitions. Here we go then, I'm sure she'll get plenty of encouragement from the crowd here at Nottwil. Difficult task to run any race on your own, let alone the brutal discipline that is the 400 meters. Some class it as a sprint, some class it getting towards middle distance. It's pretty much in no man's land. Nela Stary-Chasfort makes her way down the back straight. She's been winning major medals since the age of 12. Got a silver in the 50 meters butterfly at the Para-Pan American Games in 2015. She was the youngest member of Team USA there, and she picked up a medal. And she dreams one day of going to the Paralympics and medaling in both para-athletics and para-swimming. That would be some achievement, and at 14, these experiences are only going to stand her in good stead. As she comes down for the final 100 meters, plenty of encouragement. Really working hard. It's tough out there. It's hot. The 400 isn't a particularly pleasant discipline anyway. And she crosses the line there. 1:11.9. That time, as ever, unofficial until we get it confirmed. Tough run for Chasfort. Looks a bit wobbly. Luckily, we've got one of our wonderful volunteers on hand to make sure she's okay. Good experience for her at these championships, as I say. I'm certain that we will see her again in future editions of these competitions. That's her time in Nottwil complete. That's it. Get her some water. She went out pretty hard over the first 150, 200 meters. Really hard work though, and it started to look like it on the top bend. Usually when you get to that stage of a race, you've got other athletes around you to spur you on, and going it alone there, Chasfort had to battle against the clock and battle against their own mind. Very good effort though. There she is. She's got a helping hand, and she's got some water as well. And you see somewhat of a breeze fluttering around the Sport Arena Nottwil as we turn our attention to our next track event. It's coming up in a few moments' time. Here are the athletes just making their way into the arena. We've got 7 of them competing. This is the under-20s age category. Athletes classified between T45 and T47. These classifications where runners must adjust for asymmetric upper body balance, especially affecting the ability to deliver power evenly through the running cycle. So our athletes just preparing themselves. That's Alexander Potocznik of Austria there. He's got a bronze and a silver from his 2 events so far. This is the last event he'll compete in here at Nottwil. How he would love to complete the hat trick with one of each colour. That's Lukas Gusčius of Lithuania. First time we've seen him here at Nottwil. Pretty useful over 400 metres. Won a bronze at the IWAS World Games 2013 in Great Britain. That's Amit Kumar of India. Gold medalist here in the 200 metres. This is his only other event. Be aiming to go away with the double. Targeting more medals next year. The Commonwealth Games and the Asian Para Games. Maybe he was being a bit modest there, or maybe this success has come a touch sooner than he expected it to.
meters, class T35-47.
Here we go then, let's meet the athletes. Support their team Spain.
From Spain, Ramon David.
And there is their man, Ramon David Madronero. He goes in lane 8, lane 7, Amit Kumar of India. There are 4 Team India supporters in front of my commentary position here, making an awful lot of noise for Amit Kumar. This is Udai Suzuki. 2 golds from the 2 events he's competed in so far, in the long jump and the 100 metres. Here's Potocznik, who we saw a moment ago from Austria. He's competed on the senior circuit at the Europeans last year and at the Worlds more recently in London a couple of weeks ago. This is Lucas Sousa Pereira of Brazil. And into 3. And there is no lane 4 in this. Sousa Pereira not competing. That was Christian Stoyanov of Bulgaria. And this is Lukas Gusčius of Lithuania. So this is the men's 400 metres, T45 to T47, under 20s final. Gusčius in 2, Stoyanov in 3, Potocznik in 5, Suzuki in 6, Kumar in 7, and Madronero in lane 8. Here we go then. Well, for a few seconds we were away. Then we had the beeping of the starting equipment here in Nottwil. We had this in the first race of this session. It was deemed that the equipment itself was at fault rather than any of the athletes. Of course, we'll have a quick conflab between the relevant officials to work out what was the case this time. And it's a green card. So none of our athletes at fault there. They're all being shown the green card. They're all still very much in position to compete in this final. So we're ready once again for the men's 400 meters, T35-47 under-20s final. Gustus in 2, Stoyanov in 3, Potočnik in 5, Suzuki in 6, Kumar in 7, and Madronero in 8. No problem with the start this time, and we are away. And Amit Kumar in lane 7 has gone off like an absolute rocket. So has lane 6, Yudai Suzuki. Both of those don't know what it's like to win any other medal than gold, and it's those two that are leading things away over on the back straight. And Suzuki is making up some ground on Amit Kumar. Those two in 2 different classifications, I'll remind you. Suzuki a T47 athlete, Kumar a T46 athlete, but they are racing side by side on the track here towards a slightly different formula that works out the points total based on their time, but they're going to battle for track position as well as they come around into the home straight. It's Suzuki of Japan versus Kumar of India. Suzuki just about holding on, and now he puts his foot down to open up a bit of a gap. Kumar just dropping off in the final 30-40 meters or so. Third across the line, Potočnik for Austria. And then Christian Stoyanov of Bulgaria was next across the line. Athletes from T45, T46 and T47 classifications there. So all of those times will be crunched through 3 different formulas for the 3 different classifications to work out the destination of the gold medal. Yudai Suzuki, a good run for him. He seems pretty pleased with it. Kumar wasn't far behind him though, and in a different classification. It will all come down to the points. Kumar with the gold in the 200s, Suzuki with the gold in the long jump and the 100. One of them is going to have a medal of a different colour. And there we see Amit Kumar made up the move on Madronero, and then we come around here into the final 100 metres, and they were pretty much side by side, but Kumar is starting to struggle here. This is when Suzuki maintains his form. You can see Kumar grimacing as Suzuki still looks strong. That's what led him to cross the line first. Then came through Potočnik and then Stoyanov. And Gustus there on the far side, and then Madronero on the near side. Suzuki celebrating. Question is that time quick enough to get him enough points? There the supporters of Amit Kumar with the Indian flag draped over the supporters' barriers here. And we stand by to move swiftly on to our next track event. This is the women's 400 metres T45 to 47 under-20s age group. Now all of these athletes are in the T47 classification, so this is a straight race on the track. First across the line gets gold, second to cross the line gets silver, third across the line gets nothing, I'm afraid. Such is the way that this works. When there are 3 athletes in a field, it's the -1 rule, so 3 athletes competing for 2 medals. They are Amanda Cherner, Jayanti Behera, and Lonke Fu. Behera and Cherner have already done battle in the 200 meters. They will go up against each other again in the 400 as well. In the 200, it was Cherner who came out on top. Cherner also got a silver in the 100. Behera didn't compete in that. Also in there, Long K Fu, who finished 4th of the 4 athletes that competed in that 200-meter race. So we're expecting this to be a close contest between Cherner and Behera. Very good field.
400
Amanda
meters,
Cherner just outside the medals in the 400 metres at the World Parathletics Championships in London recently. 4th in London. She was 4th in the 400 at the Rio Paralympics as well. So Cherner is not far away from being a senior medalist in this distance. That's Long Kei Fu of Hong Kong going in lane 5.
In lane
And 4, Jayanti Behera. The India supporters remain in fine voice. And she can hear them. And they're in lane 3, pretty much constantly smiling, Amanda Cherner. So 3 athletes, 1 lap of the track. The women's 400 metres, T45-47, under 20s age category. All athletes T47 in this race, which means that it's the order that they cross the line, the order of the medals, gold and silver. No bronze medal at stake. Cherner in 3, Behera in 4, Fu in 5. Our official just making sure that he's happy with Fu's starting position. He is. And away we go then. The women's 400 metres, essentially the T47 under 20s final. Amanda Cherner already starting to make up a bit of ground on Jayanti Behera. Those two are going to leave Long Kei Fu behind as we get onto the back straight here. Now Cherner just edged in front of Behera there, who has since had her locked in her sights and stayed on her shoulder. Cherner in 3, Behera in 4. Cherner, who's just about in front at the moment as they come around the top bend. Long Kei Fu has been left well behind here, so it's a straight shootout for gold and silver. No bronze medal at stake, remember, as we come into the straight, and it is anybody's race here. Cherner versus Behera, and Behera's just starting to motor here. Jayanti Behera of India is just pulling away from Cherner, who doesn't seem to have anything left to give. And Jayanti Behera will cross the line to win gold for India. Silver for Amanda Cherner of Chile. That's what it took out of Jayanti Behera. Long Kei Fu of Hong Kong just crossing the line there now, but Behera is absolutely spent. She put everything she possibly could into that, and she gets her just reward. She had to settle for silver behind Cherner in the 200 meters. And they're all smiles between the two of them. But Behera has beaten Cherner this time with a real display of grit, determination and strength down the final 100 meters. She's picked herself up. She's smiling and waving. There they were. Not an awful lot to choose between them in the opening stages. And then as Cherner just nudged in front, as soon as she did so, Behera made sure that she stayed with her so that they came into the home straight side by side. And then Behera just found an extra gear that Cherner couldn't respond to. And it was Behera who lunged over the line in the end, with Cherner having to settle for silver. Not a bad haul for the Chilean. Gold in the 200, silver in the 1 and the 4. For Behera, silver in the 2 and gold in the 400 meters for her. Good race between those two. Two very classy athletes, both just 18 years of age, so I'm sure continue to make headway on the senior circuit as they have done already.
26.94 discus throw for David Flutores, Spain.
There's a break in track action. So we look at the discus. I've had results all confirmed after the points have been calculated. From our previous races, I'll talk you through those in a moment. This is Fatemeh Safarifard Kuzani of Iran, competing as the only athlete in the F11 to F13 under-20s age group. And that was just out of the sector. She walked out the front of the circle anyway, so it won't be measured there for Safarifard Kuzani. So confirmation of those results then. As we saw with the first race of the night, Ntando Malangu of South Africa smashing his own world record, 49.92 seconds to win the men's 400 meters T42 to 47 by a clear margin, 1,122 points. Silver went to Thomas Ruan de Moraes of Brazil, 52.50 for the T47 athlete, 783 points. And Riccardo Bagaini of Italy with bronze, 54.13 seconds, 666 points for that. Next up in the discus, this is Jose Cruz of Mexico. He's competing directly against Ignacio Parodi for a gold medal only in the under-18 men's discus. Cruz is an F11 athlete. His rival Parodi, an F12 competitor. See from a standing start, Cruz. 23.67 for him.
Next athlete, discus from Argentina, Ignacio Parodi.
It's a pretty impressive effort from Ignacio Parodi of Argentina, T12 athlete. He goes through the rotations and then a very clean delivery straight down the middle of the field. It's out way past 30 meters. It's getting up closer to 40. So we're into the 5th round of this competition. Apologies, the 4th round. 23.67. Jose Cruz just through. 40 meters, 39 for Ignacio Parodi. It's a very, very good effort indeed. Remember, these two athletes will have their distances then put through the formula to calculate the point score, because they are in 2 different classifications, but a throw out past 40 meters looks very good indeed for Ignacio Parodi. Moving up an age category now to the under-20s, the juniors if you like. The under-18s are the youths. This is Juan Scarpetta of Colombia. Big roar from him. Noticed he's had some support on the live stream on Facebook, Juan Scarpetta. Did get bronze in the shot put here. Seeking to add another medal to his collection. He's the only F12 athlete in this four-man field competing in the men's F11 to F13 discus. And it's 21-53 in round 4 for Scarpetta. Next to go, Argentina's Antonio Ortiz. He's the only T11 athlete in this field. So within that classification group from F11 to F13, 11 being the highest level of visual impairment. And you see he's just placing his feet carefully to make sure he knows exactly where he is within the throwing circle. And he launches one out with a big roar. It's just outside the right edge of the sector. Red flagged, no throw in round 4 for Antonio Ortiz. Next in, this is Salvador Moreno, one of 2 Spanish athletes.
Again, good news from the 400 meters in the second heat. The athlete from the United States, Leila Steri-Chansford, with a winner's time
He's let that go
72 seconds
far too early, Salvador Moreno.
That is a new world record for the class T45.
Just hearing here in the Sport Arena Nottwil that in our second race of the evening, the women's 400 T42-47, Nottwil Chansford of the United States of America set a new world record of 1 minute and 12.08. So in our first 2 races this evening, we had 2 world records. Congratulations to Nottwil Steri-Chansford of the USA. 1:12.08, a new world record in the T45 400 meters. This is David Plau Torres of Spain. He'll have just seen his compatriot launch his discus straight into the netting. Plau Torres just hits the line. 26.94 in the previous round for Plau Torres. Don't think that's going to get anywhere near troubling that. And in fact it won't be measured, so 3 no throws from 4 in round 4 of the men's F11 to F13 under 20s discus competition. Back to the women's competition then. Safari Fard Kazani of Iran, a non-medal event, a reminder. She's the only competitor in this particular field. Through almost a windmill motion before. It's quite an upright series of rotations, but it's effective in launching the discus out past 20 meters. There we go. It's almost a fairly graceful looking pirouette from Safari Fard Kazari. She also competed in the shot put on her own, so always a battle against herself and against the tape measure, if you like. 21-24 for her. By my calculations, she's got one throw to go. Penultimate round now of the men's under-18 competition. 23-67 in the last round for Jose Cruz, as we hear the Mexico team manager give his operatic sounding words of encouragement. He was actually asked to sing happy birthday to a member of the Australian team in the dining hall at lunchtime. Let's see if it works to encourage Jose Cruz. 23-67 in the last round, as I say.
21 meters 24 in discus throwing for Fateme Safarifar Kusami from Iran, the only woman in competition.
It's over 20 meters or thereabouts for Jose Cruz.
Jose Eduardo Cruz Lopez from Mexico.
It's 21-62. And the other competitor in the under-18s age group, Ignacio Parodi, there he is. 40 meters 39 with his last throw. Different classification to Jose Cruz, but you'd expect that if Parodi is getting out over 40 meters, he's going to pick up a lot of points. Parodi beat Cruz in the shot put earlier on in these championships, and that's gone wide. Red flagged. Won't be measured this time for Ignacio Parodi. There we see just avoiding the cage and the netting as well, and out the wrong side of the line on the right hand side. Bit of a personal battle between him and Jose Cruz. It was just the two of them in the shot put as well. Parodi came out on top of that. Parodi on top in the discus here too. This is Juan Scarpetta of Colombia. Another big roar from him, 21-53 in the last round. The only man to log a distance in round 4, as his 3 fellow competitors were all red flagged. It's 21-21, so just a bit short of his previous effort of 21-53. Still one more round to go. It's Antonio Ortiz just having a chat. He's an F11 athlete, Ortiz.
Auf der Anlage bei der Gegengerade ist abgeschlossen mit folgenden Resultaten. Results of shot put on field 2 in the class men under 20.
an F11 is for throwers with a near total visual impairment. They compete in completely blacked out glasses, and that's out towards the classier end of the 20-meter spectrum for Ortiz. While that's measured, see from a standing start, just puts his left toe at the front of the circle to make sure that he's not in any danger of stepping out of it. As being measured, let's bring some more results to you in the men's T52-47 400-meter race under 20. Gold went to Yudai Suzuki in a very quick time, 50.35 seconds, 916 points for him. Amit Kumar of India getting silver, 863 points. Bronze, Alexander Potocznik, 734 points. That's 27.56 in the discus there for Antonio Ortiz. So the T42-47 400 meters under 20s, Suzuki with gold, Kumar with silver, Potocznik with the bronze. Salvador Moreno, the next man in the discus competition. Another result in the under 20 women's 400 meters T42-47. Jayanti Behera with a brilliant run to beat Amanda Cherner to gold. Cherner of Chile takes silver, and Long Kei-Fu of Hong Kong third, but no medal there. There were only 3 athletes in that race. This is Salvador Moreno. It's a very flat delivery, struggled to really generate any trajectory to speak of. He's holding his head up and scratching his nose, deep in thought. There you see, he just didn't quite get the release how he'd like the discus, wobbling around in the air. Have a look, 27.30 it is for Salvador Moreno. Here's his colleague, David Plau Torres, who beat him to the title in the shot put.
Next athlete, also of Spain, David
What's David Plau Torres got to show for himself here? No throw in the last round, 26.94 in round 3. And it's out wide to the right-hand side. It's not considerably too far over 20 meters, really. Starts from a very low position and then builds it up gradually. Again, maybe just releasing a fraction of a second too early. It's 25.02, so no improvement for Plau Torres.
For David Plau Torres.
Got some results in from the shot put that was happening earlier on in the men's under 20 F20 classification. Jack Lewer won it by just 25 centimeters ahead of Elias Mankini. So New Zealand's Jack Lewer gets gold. No medal for Elias Mankini, as there are only 2 men in that competition. 10 meters 70 the winning distance for Jack Lewer of New Zealand, 359 points. 10.45, not quite good enough for a medal for Elias Mankini. This is Fatima Safarifard Kuzani, the women's under 20 F11 to F13. Beating on her own, 21.24 in round 5. That looks decent. Good way to sign off the competition for Safarifard Kuzani. I should be very interested to see what that's measured at. No frills about it, it just looks very good from Safari Fard Kazani. And it's 22-52. An improvement on the last round for her. Another result to bring you from the shot put in the women's under-20 F20 classification. Yasemin Keskinsoy of Turkey, 5.70 meters. Was good enough to take gold in that one ahead of her compatriot Ezra Bayrak of Turkey also, who drew 4.18 meters. So just a gold in that one as well. The women's under-20 F20 shot put, and the gold going to Yasemin Keskinsoy of Turkey. Jose Eduardo Cruz Lopez then of Mexico. And he's hit the cage with his final round effort. No throw. So he can do no more here. So he just steps behind him with the left foot, but didn't rotate the body and the arm around far enough. Now can Ignacio Parodi put it all together for this final throw? 40 meters, 39 centimeters. He managed in round 4. No, he can't quite get it right. So no throw for him as well. And we've got 200-meter action coming up for you in just a few moments' time. Don't go anywhere.
Do you sometimes wish your life was more exciting?
Here we go. Diesen Sommer steht der Welt Großes bevor. Der Allianz Tag des Kinos. Am 3. September nur 5 Franken pro Ticket.
Do you sometimes wish your life was more exciting?
Here we go. Diesen Sommer steht der Welt Großes bevor. Allianz Tag des Kinos. Am 3. September nur 5 Franken pro Ticket.
From
Welcome back to Nottwil, the World Para-Athletics Junior Championships 2017. We're just meeting the athletes for our next race. That was Mattia Cardia in lane 8. It's the men's 200 metres, T11 to T13 under 18s. That's Eduardo Uceda of Spain. He's very happy to be here, and why shouldn't he? This is Viktor Janutzik of Belarus.
In lane 5 from the Republic of South Africa.
This is Daniel Briers-Lou of South Africa. Didn't start the 100, so it's the first time we've seen him in action.
From Mexico,
This is Mario Cesani of Mexico. First time we've seen him on this track as well. And then in lane 3 for Spain, Winston Assis Sosa, Ikiwu Smith. So all the athletes in part 1 of this final, if you like, or T13 classified. We've got another race to come straight after this, and those times will also be put into points. So we've got 6 athletes in this final, 2 in the next race as well. So 3 men from 8 will be the medalists. It's the men's 200 metres T11 to T13 under 18s. Final number 1. Ikiwu in 3, Cesani in 4, Briers-Lou in 5, Janutzik in 6, Uceda in 7, and Cardia in lane 8.
Bueno.
And away we go, first time. Seda trying to make up a move in lane 7 on Cardia, who's also going quite well in lane 8, but running a really strong bend indeed. Mario Cesani of Mexico. He's got Daniel Briers-Lou for company. Briers-Lou trying to come through. Cesani trying to hang on. It's going to be those 2 on the line. It's very close. Third in that race, Cardia of Italy. Around in lane 8, he's holding his lower back. Cardia on the ground there. Mario Andres Cesani Garcia of Mexico may just about have held on to that ahead of Daniel Briers-Lou of South Africa. Good race between the 2 of them. We had the 2 Spanish athletes, Ikiwu and Uceda. Good amount of friendly rivalry between all of these athletes. That's the 2 of them together in lane 4 and 5. And as they came off the bend and into the straight, Cesani had a small advantage, but then as they came through on the line, Cesani probably just held on, despite the best efforts of Daniel Briers-Lou of South Africa. Briers-Lou heavily strapped left hamstring, you can see there on the right of your picture, and he's limping a bit as well from the effort that he put into that. So that was part 1 of 2 that forms this men's 200 metres T11 to T13 final. There's the start list for part 2 of 2. Samuel Naranjo Rios of Colombia and Pedro Frasco of Portugal. Naranjo Rios, T11 athlete, Pedro Frasco, T13 competitor. There's some supporters from Argentina. They've come a long way. That's Samuel Naranjo of Colombia, just going through some start rehearsals with his guide Juan Carlos Cuero Ballesteros. So in the white vest there, wearing 29, there he is, and then on the left wearing 104, Pedro Frasco, who's a T13 athlete. They were all T13 athletes in the first half of this final. Pedro Frasco has got to match the pace of that first race to put himself in the mix for a medal.
T11, T13, men under 18. On lane 5.
So there he is, Pedro Frasco.
From Portugal.
Pretty quick, fourth in the 100 meters, just outside the medals. Can he go one better this time over 200 meters? This man is no slouch whatsoever. He got silver in the 100 meters. Can he medal again in the 200? A reminder that Samuel Naranjo Rios, his time will be converted into points and then put up against all of the other competitors who are T13 athletes. And as ever, points will decide where the medals go. Samuel Naranjo is very quick indeed. This is race 2 of 2 in the final of the men's 200 meters T11 to T13 in the under 18 age group. In lane 3, Samuel Naranjo Rios of Colombia. And in lane 5, Pedro Frasco of Portugal. Away we go then with the men's 200 meters T11 to T13, the second race of the final, and absolutely flying around the bend is Samuel Naranjo Rios, T11 athlete. He'll come round and it'll be pretty even between him and Pedro Frasco as they come down the straight. This is a good race between athletes from two different classifications. Frasco is still in with a shout here, but Naranjo Rios is going to cross the line first. His guide, Juan Carlos Cuero Ballesteros, has just to step back. A reminder that the athlete must cross the line first, but the guide, Juan Carlos Cuero Ballesteros, is celebrating and hugging and kissing Samuel Naranjo Rios. He feels that that was very, very good indeed, because, as I say, Pedro Frasco is a very quick customer. So Samuel Naranjo Rios, his time will be converted into points, as will those of all of the other athletes who are T13, and that will see exactly how his performance fared. See, as they come into the straight here, Naranjo with perhaps just a slight advantage, but Frasco threatened a comeback for a second or two. You can see there the guide, Juan Carlos Cuero Ballesteros, constantly talking to Samuel Naranjo, letting him know what the state of play is in the race. And he is very happy indeed with that. Good run from Pedro Frasco as well. As soon as those results are calculated, we will of course bring them to you. More 200 meter action next. It's the turn of the under 18 women in the T11 to T13 classifications. Again, it's a two-part final. These four athletes on the start list on your screen now, all in the T13 classification. There is Carlotta Bertoli wearing 77. That's Kinga Prevozhna of Poland in 1:01. We've got all three of the medalists from the 100 meters in this first race. That's Margherita Pacciola. She was the bronze medalist. Her compatriot Carlotta Bertoli was the silver medalist and the champion over 100 meters. Was Maria de los Angeles Garcia Melero, who is just coming into your picture now. There she is, wearing 1:18.
200 meters, women, class T13.
She'll also compete in the long jump. Well, Garcia. There she is. Can she do the sprint double? Gold in the 100, going for gold in the 200 as well. Plenty of support from her Spanish teammates. That's Margherita Pacciola. Bronze in the 100 meters for her. Kinga Prevozhna of Poland. 6th overall in that 100 meter race. And then this is Carlotta Bertoli. Very smiley. Bertoli, the 16-year-old silver medalist, competed at her home European Championships last year in Grosseto. Came 4th in the 200 meters there. So she's good over this distance as well. We've seen she's quick over 100. And this is race 1 of 2 in the women's 200 meters, T11 to T13 under 18s age group. It's Bertoli in 3, Prevozhna in 4, Pacciola in 5, and Garcia in lane 6. Away we go then in the first instalment of 2 in the T11 to T13 women's 200 meters. A fairly even split. Prevozhna is running a good bend, and on the outside Maria Garcia of Spain going well as well. Between them Margherita Pacciola is also in the mix. Bertoli has fallen way behind here, and it's Garcia on the outside lane who's going to come through and looking pretty strong here, just weaving a bit across the lanes, but she's going to come through to take the win in the first part of this final. Pacciola crosses the line 2nd, Prevozhna in 3rd. Carlotta Bertoli is holding the back of her right leg. She must have done herself a bit of damage there, because we were expecting her to be much closer. She's got some red strapping on the back of her thigh. No doubt about the one that crossed the line first there. We see wearing 77, Bertoli holding the back of her right thigh. You could tell pretty early on that she had some kind of issue, because we didn't expect it to be that far behind the rest of the athletes. But no doubt about who crossed the line first there, Maria de los Angeles Garcia Melero. And pretty much from the start, Bertoli was looking uncomfortable. There on the outside on the left of your picture, Garcia working hard. She just moved from side to side in her lane a couple of times on the straight, but didn't alter her momentum in any way, shape or form. She crossed the line first. Pacciola across in 2nd, Prevozhna in 3rd. Of course, as ever, those times will have to wait for a moment, because we have got another race to come in this T11 to T13 final. All 3 athletes in the T12 classification coming up. In fact, there they are. Hagar Safazadeh Gaderijani of Iran, and then Alba Garcia Falagan and Isabel Vera Balcazar of Spain. Really good atmosphere at the Sports Arena Nottwil for a Saturday night of action on the track. Hundreds of people here, some supporting their teammates, a lot of them members of the general public interested in watching top class junior para-athletics. Some ominous looking grey clouds rolling in from the hills. May get a smattering or two of rain at some stage during this session.
meters, women under 18, class T12.
Here we go, let's meet the athletes then. In 5, Isabel Vera Balcazar and her guide Sandra Lozano.
In lane 3,
that's Hagar Safazadeh Gaderijani from Iran.
Hagar Safazadeh Gaderijani. And
on the inside, in lane 1, also from Spain, Alba Garcia Falagan. Her guide, Jaime del Rio Ruiz. Now, Garcia Falagan was disqualified in the 100 meters. Safazadeh Gaderijani was disqualified in the 800 meters this morning as well. Vera Balcazar, 5th out of the 8 athletes in the 100 meters. So these 3 will feel that they've got an awful lot more to give to this competition still. This is race 2 of 2 in the final of the women's 200 meters, T11 to T13 under 18s. Garcia in 1, Safazadeh Gaderijani in 3, and Vera Balcazar in 5. And we are away, head down and straight back up. Safazadeh Gaderijani has made a blistering start in between the 2 Spanish athletes, going well on the inside as well. Garcia Falagan, all T12 athletes, remember, it's optional to run with or without a guide in the T12 classification. This is a good run so far from Safazadeh Gaderijani, but hunting it down very quickly in lane 1, Garcia Falagan, but I think Safazadeh Gaderijani has got enough to come through to take it. Indeed she has, crossing the line 2nd, Garcia of Spain, and then across 3rd, Vera of Spain. Good run from Safazadeh Gaderijani. She started very strongly, then it was going to be a question of whether she could sustain such a pace. Let's have a look at the start then. She got out of the blocks very, very well there, wearing 68 in the middle of the 2 Spanish athletes. And as we came around to complete the bend, she was already well ahead. On the inside, Garcia Falagan just started to hint that there might be some semblance of a comeback, but Safazadeh Gaderijani kept her form right to the line and made sure that she crossed it first. So all T12 athletes in that race. So Safazadeh Gaderijani wins the battle of the T12 trio, if you like, but there were 4 athletes in the T13 edition of this final, if you like. Those 7 only in the mix for 3 medals, so all of the times will now be converted into points based on the 2 different classifications. And when they are, we'll get points, totals, and they will decide the medals. More results to bring you now. We're talking about the men's T11 to T13 200-meter race, which was on track just a moment ago, the under-18s age group. Gold in that one to Samuel Naranjo Rios of Colombia, 25.12 seconds, 595 points. Only, well, less than 5 points ahead of Mario Andres Chesani Garcia of Mexico, who's a T13 athlete. He ran quicker, 24.57, but when the times are calculated into points, then it's 590 for him, so 5 points short. Daniel Briesluv of South Africa picking up bronze in that one.
The Island Hermits, Canada.
So this is Dylan Hermans of Canada, who was disqualified for a false start when this race was initially run this morning. But he has since, in the break between sessions, been reinstated, so now he'll come out to run on his own, and then we'll factor in his time into those of his competitors from the race earlier on. So it's Hermans against the clock. This in the T11 to T13 classification, under 20s age group. Oh, and that is wildly ironic. Dylan Hermans, who was disqualified initially in the race this morning for a false start, now the starting equipment has gone off in a rerun after he was reinstated. He's not having much luck here, Dylan Hermans. This is a real test of his mental strength. We have had 1 or 2 problems with the starting equipment here at these championships. Dylan Hermans anxiously waiting. Even our official is getting a bit impatient there in the blue. It's a green card, so we're not going to attempt to disqualify him for a second time here, Dylan Hermans. He will still get to run. He's just trying to refocus himself. Disqualified earlier, reinstated in the break between sessions. A faulty start, shall we say, based on the technology rather than the athlete in this, his rerun. Now, can he get out of the blocks and show us what he can do over 200 meters? Only here to do the 2 sprints. 9th in the 100 meters. No such problems this time, so it's Dylan Hermans of Canada driving with the arms and flying around the bend. He'll get plenty of support from a good number of supporters that are lining the barriers here. Dylan Hermans in lane 7, motoring down the straight. Let's keep an eye on the clock to see how he does. Really, really blowing hard 25.81, the unofficial time. All the clocks say something slightly different. 25.80 on the screen, 25.81 on the clock by the finish line. That time will be verified and signed off and then put up against the times that were logged by the other T13 athletes in that race earlier on. So then across the board from T11 to T13, we will then finally have a winner. We can see there he's really searching for every sinew of oxygen, and he almost had a bit of a leap across the line there. Maybe in relief that he finally got to run his race. Tough stuff for Dylan Hermans, but a good learning curve for him. Anything can happen at major championships. Some of our younger spectators keeping a watchful eye on proceedings. Been very good to see so many youngsters here at the Sport Arena Nottwil, watching the very best young talent on the world stage for the very first time. These the inaugural World Para-Athletics Junior Championships.
Silver medalist, representing Canada, Larissa Brown. With the guy,
there.
Andrew Hepperman.
The men's shot put, F32 to 34. That was Mohsen Vosug-Tazekan of Iran, who's just unstrapping himself from the seat. And then we see now his various efforts in the shot put being measured. Diego Fernando Meneses Medina has already been in that competition. Just the two men in that, so competing directly for a gold medal. Meneses Medina seeking a hat-trick of golds.
Ladies and gentlemen, the national anthem of Brazil.
Those are the 6 markers set down by Mohsen Vosug-Tazekan of Iran. He's an F33 athlete. No, I didn't catch, with so much going on the track, what Diego Fernando Meneses Medina managed with his 6 throws. He's an F34 athlete, so the distance not directly comparable. As ever with multi-class para-athletics here, there is a mathematical formula. It's called the Raza point score method. It's updated every year to take into account trends of performances within classifications, and it factors in results dating all the way back to the Sydney 2000 Paralympics. So it really is an indicator of how well the athlete is performing in respect of their individual classifications. That churns out a points total, 1,000 being the benchmark of a world-class performance. And it's the points that have decided the destination of the medals. Some more results to bring for you in the men's discus, F11 to F13 under 18 age group. Gold in that one went to Ignacio Parodi of Argentina. An almighty throw of 41 meters 86, his best. That's good enough for 861 points. And that kind of puts into context the point system that I was just explaining there. 1,000 points being right on top of your game. And more often than not, if you go over 1,000 points, you're in world record territory. So 861 is a very respectable effort indeed for Ignacio Parodi to get gold in the men's discus F11 to F13 under 18 age group. Only 2 men in that, so Jose Eduardo Cruz Lopez doesn't get a medal for second place. 23 meters 67 for the F11 athlete, 267 points for him. In the men's discus F11 to F13 under 20s age group, gold in that one went to Salvador Moreno Sujar of Spain. The F13 athlete threw 33 meters 22 for 770 points. Silver in that one, Argentina's Antonio Alexis Ortiz. The F11 athlete throwing 31 meters 18 centimeters for 643 points, and bronze went to David Plau Torres of Spain. 27 meters 33, 488 points. And just a confirmation, in a non-medal event in the women's discus F11 to F13 in the under 20 age group, Fatemeh Safarifard Kozani of Iran threw 26 meters 37 for 383 points. There we go. I think we're up to date with the results, all those that are available to us anyway. If you want to look back at any results, start list, schedules, all sorts like that, the website www.nottwil2017.ch. That's NOTTWIL2017.ch. So we're looking now at the women's F42 to 47 discus in the under 18 age group. This is Mazia Gassemi of Iran.
Gold medalist representing Japan,
just in the warm-up stages of that discus competition. It'll be starting shortly. This is Charlene Kosher
Ladies and gentlemen, the national anthem
in the
of Japan.
seated shot put F32 to F34. She's the first athlete to go. Six consecutive throws, remember, in the seated throwing events. Kosher got gold in the discus here, competed on her own in the javelin. She's got three other competitors here in the shot put, so gold, silver and bronze on the table. Kosher just having a quick look over to her coach, just to refine some technique maybe. Warm-up throws for her as well, just to get herself settled. It's all about getting yourself in the right frame of mind, getting yourself feeling right physically, getting used to the motion, and also making sure that the settings in the apparatus are as you'd like them as well. There are a lot of straps, various different positions at various different tensions. Kosher at the moment just concentrating there with her coach on exactly how to execute the throwing element of it. So as I say, 4 athletes in this one. Kosher the only one from Germany, 3 athletes from the United Arab Emirates to come in: Thekra Al-Kabi, Sheikha Sultan and Shama Sultan. Charlene Kosher the only F34 athlete. Thumbs up this time from the coach. Happy with the way that that shot put is being delivered. Just rolling the shoulders there. She has got some strapping on her right shoulder there, Charlene Kosher. Maybe for support more than anything else. It's quite an impact on the body doing 6 throws consecutively. It does get a little break in between, but like in these standing throws where you wait until all your competitors have had their next go before you get to come back in. Have to take all 6 in a row here. And I said that there were some ominous looking black clouds rolling in. And there's a smattering of rain in the sky now. Not particularly heavy at the moment, but some coats going on already. And over the last few days, we've had gazebos set up to provide some welcome shade for people. Now the gazebo's going up to provide cover from the rain. Meeting the athletes now for the women's discus F42-47 in the under-18 age group. That's Kenya Lozano of Mexico. And that's Jennifer Villalobos of Mexico. Marize Ghasemi of Iran. And her compatriot Fatemeh Ansari, who got gold in the shot put here at Nottwil already. And in the under-20 competition, this is Jessica Himes of the USA. Got bronze in the 200 meters, pretty decent on the track. And she will go head-to-head with Saidi Abdullahi of Iran for a gold medal and a gold medal only, and those two in the F44 classification, both of them. Abdullahi competed on her own in the shot put previously here in Nottwil. So those are the athletes for the women's F42 to F47 discus. You see, coats on, hoods up. The smell of rain. We're standing by for our next track event coming up shortly. And there's the start list for it. It's the men's 800 meters, T53-54, under 18 age group. 7 athletes in this one. So from lanes 2 to 8 occupied. Some good athletes in this one. Spencer Kimbrough in lane 6, couple of bronze medals for him already. Miguel Jimenez Vergara, his American teammate, 2 gold medals from 2 events so far for him. So the athletes in this field are settling nicely into competition, most of them competed in the 200 and the 400. Those distances just keep on getting further. There's still the 100 and the 1500 to come in the T53-54 classifications. That's Abdullah Al Ghaferi of United Arab Emirates. Also a very good swimmer by all accounts. Competed at junior international level in the pool as well.
Next race, 800 meters, men, wheelchair, class 53-54.
So there we go then, in lane
Samuel Rizzo, Australia.
Well, we've got lane 8 there, Abdullah Al Ghafari.
Austria.
I think for the first time during these championships, the announcer is doing it starting from lane 2 upwards,
Lane 5.
just to confuse things.
Ademes Christian.
So in lane 2, Samuel Rizzo of Australia, 3, Ludwig Malta of Austria, 4, Miguel Jimenez Vergara of USA, in 5,
7.
Tristan Joshua Ademes of Germany, 6 is Spencer Kimbrough of the USA, 7 is Dario Studer of Switzerland, and in lane 8, Abdullah Al Ghafari of the United Arab Emirates. It's the men's 800 meters, T53-54 under 18 final. And away we go, and a sluggish start from a few of our athletes here, but no such worries for Abdullah Al Ghafari on the outside. Nor so for Ludwig Malta in lane number 3. Maybe the wet conditions playing their part here, but it's Malta going out much the quickest in the opening stages of this race. Samuel Rizzo of Australia is in that leading pack of 4, as is Tristan Ademes of Germany, but well out in front, no doubt about it. At the moment is Ludwig Malta of Austria. He's opened up what must be 30, 40 meters from the rest of them, and he takes the bell. Crossing the line for the second lap in second, Samuel Rizzo of Australia. Third is Ademes of Germany. Fourth is Al Ghafari of the United Arab Emirates. Going round very well is Spencer Kimbrough, the only T53 athlete in this race. Currently 5th on the track, but remember his time will be factored into points to compare against the rest. Still absolutely flying away with this one is Ludwig Malta. He's coming around the top bend here. He's left everybody behind. It's going to be a good battle for second and third. Rizzo still leading it. Al Ghafari is just trying to make a move on the outside now, but as we come into the final 100 meters of this 800-meter race, it's been dominated from start to finish by Ludwig Malta of Austria. He has a brief look behind him to see just how far behind. You've left them behind, Ludwig Malta. And a big celebration from him. Al Ghafari working hard to make sure that he's the second man across the line. Rizzo will hold off Ademes of Germany to be the third man across the line. Next to come in there was Jimenez Vergara, and then his teammate Kimbrough. Shake their head from Jimenez Vergara, just never really got going. 2 golds from 2 in the shorter distances of 200 and 400, but struggled from the start in that one. One man who certainly didn't struggle, Ludwig Malta. So every athlete in that race, a T54 athlete other than the T53 athlete Spencer Kimbrough, so those times will be calculated. This is 13-year-old Dario Studer of Switzerland being given a huge amount of encouragement as he crosses the line. What a fabulous experience for him to compete here in front of the home crowd. And at such a young age as well, against such talented athletes, will only stand him in good stead for his future career. That was some display of dominance from Ludwig Malta. He was just 50 points off a bronze medal in the 400 meters. No doubt whatsoever that he crossed the line first there in the 800. Next race on track here is the women's 800 meters, T53-54 in the under 18 age category. We've got talent in this field as well. In lane 4, Hannah Dedrick. Gold in the 200 and the 400 so far. 2 bronzes for Elizabeth Flock, who goes in lane 6. Eden Rainbow Cooper and Licia Musinelli have both been very close to medaling as well over the 200 and 400 meter races.
53-54, under 18 and
How will they fare in the 800? We'll find out.
in lane 8.
Now that's lane 8, Abby Farrell, a late addition to this start list. She's an under 20 athlete, so she would have had to compete on her own. So she's been put into this under 18 race to have some track competition. Not in contention for a medal in the under 18 age group. That was Julia Wurten in lane 7 for Germany. This is lane 6, Elizabeth Flock of USA. 2 bronze medals so far here in Nottwil. That's Eden Rainbow Cooper from Great Britain, just 56 points off of 3rd place in the 400 meters. Came 5th overall, but right in the mix she was. Hannah Dedrick, 2 goals from 2 so far for the 14-year-old in lane 4. And this is Licia Musinelli of Switzerland. Warm reception for her. She was just 43 points off bronze in that very, very tight 400 meter race. So in 8, Abby Farrell of the USA, an under 20 athlete, not in contention for a medal here. 7 is Wurten, who's the only T53 athlete in this race. 6 is Flock, 5 Rainbow Cooper, 4 Dedrick and 3 Musinelli. It's the women's 800 meters, T53-54 under 18 final. And away we go. Hannah Dedrick already overtaking Eden Rainbow Cooper outside her. Elizabeth Flock has gone off pretty quick as well from lane number 6. And it's Flock who's trying to take it out here. Musinelli is up there early on. Dedrick has gone past Rainbow Cooper, but Eden Rainbow Cooper has managed to make sure that she sticks with her. As they break out of their lanes and come into the top bend. Not an awful lot to choose between them. As they come in to take the bell. It's the silver helmet of Elizabeth Flock that leads, but right on her tail is Hannah Dedrick, her teammate. Dedrick 2 golds from 2, and now she starts to make a move on the outside of Elizabeth Flock. Flock 2 bronze medals so far. Dedrick having to go the long way round, and Flock saying no so far. Flock just about keeping in front, but Dedrick will continue to apply the pressure. Musinelli of Switzerland is in there. Eden Rainbow Cooper is just behind that leading 3. Musinelli is now trying to make a move on the outside. Dedrick has gone past Flock, so it's Dedrick and Musinelli that will come around into the final 100 meters, and I tell you what, it could be Musinelli here to try and take this for the home crowd. It's a straight sprint between her and Dedrick, working really hard, and I think Dedrick is just about going to have too much. She does, she crosses the line. That's terrific from Dedrick. Musinelli in 2nd, Flock of the USA in 3rd, Eden Rainbow Cooper crosses the line 4th, Abby Farrell there crosses the line 5th. She's the under 20 athlete, not in contest for a medal here. That was a great race in the final 100 meters between Musinelli and Dedrick. Musinelli was just about in front as things straightened out. And coming through now to finish the race, the T53 athlete Julia Voorten. So her time will be converted into a point score, as will that of all of the T54 athletes. But Hannah Dedrick looks pretty good for a hat-trick of golds here in Nottwil in front of a bumper crowd. That's Mazia Gassemi, who's taking part in the women's discus F42-47. Just having a chat with her coach. That happening in the infield. Let's have a glance back at that 800 metres race then in the T53-54. There in lane 6, Elizabeth Fluck got away quickly, as did Dedrick. Made a move early on Eden Rainbow Cooper of Great Britain. But it was Flock who led for the first 400-500 metres maybe, until her compatriot Hannah Dedrick decided that she wanted to take control of the race. And this was coming round towards the halfway mark. It's Flock at the front, Dedrick in second, Rainbow Cooper in third, and Musinelli in fourth as they took the bell. And then this is where Dedrick started to make her move on the outside of her compatriot Flock, and then Musinelli thought, right, I'm going to push on here as well. Had to go out pretty much to lane 3 to go very wide, and then she was pretty much looking across, and as they both straightened up there, it was anybody's race, straight 100. But in the end, Hannah Dedrick had too much power for the Swiss athlete. Musinelli, who's been in and around just outside the medal positions in the 200 and the 400 here in Nottwil, will get a medal of some description in the 800 after all the points have been totted up. Musinelli looks pretty happy with that. She wasn't far away from beating a very, very good athlete in the shape of Hannah Dedrick. So more 800-metre action coming up shortly. There's the start list. 4 athletes in this one. It's the men's 800 metres T53-54 classification in the under 20s age group. Two of the athletes in this race have medalled here already. Jack Agnew of Great Britain got a bronze in the 200 and a silver in the 4. Philip Croft of the USA got a silver in the 200 and a bronze in the 400. So he and Agnew have traded places in the 200 and the 400 so far.
Last race, 800 meters, men class 53-54, under 20. On lane 6.
There is Philip Croft of the USA.
States of America, Philip Croft. On lane 5, from Japan, Taishi Yamakita.
That's Taishi Yamakita of Japan.
In lane 4, from Great Britain,
There's Jack Agnew of Great Britain. A bronze and a silver so far. Is there a gold in the making here?
3, from Japan, Yusei Kimura.
And going in lane 3, Yusei Kimura of Japan. 7th in the 200 and 7th in the 400 as well for him. This is the final of the men's 800 metres, T53-54, under 20s. Kimura in 3, Agnew in 4, Yamakita in 5, and Croft in lane 6. Away we go. 3 T54 athletes in this one. Philip Croft in lane 6 is a T53 athlete, and Jack Agnew in lane 4 for Great Britain has made an early move from between the two Japanese athletes. Croft starting pretty strongly out in lane 6 as well. In fact, Croft is starting to absolutely fly down the back straight. He wants to make sure that he is at the front of the queue as they break out of their lanes and start to come around the top bend. It's Croft from Agnew so far. Yamakita occupying third place on the track. Remember, Philip Croft, the T53 athlete. The rest of the athletes T54, but it is Philip Croft that leads the way, and it's Philip Croft that will continue to lead the way as they take the bell. Now Jack Agnew just peels out into lane 2 to try and make his move around the outside. Yamakita is still in the mix for Japan as well. They're threatening to leave Kimura behind here. Jack Agnew has really worked very hard to establish now a 10-15 meter gap over Philip Croft and Taishi Yamakita. So Jack Agnew powering around the top bend for Great Britain. Bronze in the 200, silver in the 400. As the distances get longer, do the medals increase in value for him? Jack Agnew pushing right through the line, the Union Jack waving on the sideline. 1:46.3 the unconfirmed time. Philip Croft will cross the line second ahead of Taishi Yamakita, and then coming through to cross the line fourth, Yusei Kimura of Japan. But a really good second half of the race from Jack Agnew. Just a reminder that with Philip Croft being a T53 athlete, the track position is not necessarily the order in which the medals will be received. Those times will be converted into points. That was an assured and an accomplished performance from 17-year-old Jack Agnew. As his idol is legendary British Paralympian David Weir. It's a very good display from him. The sun's out for now here in Nottwil, as we can have a quick look back at that 800 meter race. There you see Agnew really powerful off the line between the two athletes from Japan, already up after what, 10-15 meters on Taishi Yamakita on his outside. It was Philip Croft that led things out. Agnew just happy to sit and bide his time. Those two in different classifications, so not completely racing against each other as such, though they are racing against each other for medals. But then as soon as they came across the line to take the bell, Agnew went out wide, had a race plan, knew what he wanted to execute, and opened up a sizable advantage there on the back straight. So he's out the front all on his own. But of course, the race against the clock, it's not necessarily the race won if you're ahead when there are different classifications involved. And Agnew with a good performance there. He crossed the line first, Croft crossed the line second, Yamakita crossed the line in third. The points will be totted up to decide the destination of the medals, but Agnew has done all he can to try and put himself in the mix for a gold medal in this event, having taken bronze and silver so far here in Nottwil. We've got more action coming for you, so don't go anywhere.
Do you sometimes wish your life was more exciting?
Here we go. Diesen Sommer steht der Welt große Großes bevor. Der Allianz Tag des Kinos. Am 3. September nur 5 Franken pro Ticket.
Do you sometimes wish your life was more exciting?
Here we go.
Diesen Sommer steht der Welt Großes bevor. Der Allianz Tag des Kinos. Am 3. September nur 5 Franken pro Ticket.
Welcome back to Nottwil, the World Para-Athletics Junior Championships 2017. Saturday evening session, day 3 of 4 of competition here. And we're turning our attention to the women's discus F42-47 classifications. Into round 4 of this competition now. This is Mazir Ghasemi of Iran.
Mexico, 21 meters, 40.
Red flagged, so a no throw for Ghasemi. Shame for her because that was out past the 20-meter mark. But athletes of 2 different classifications in this discus competition. Ghasemi and her compatriot Fatemeh Ansari of Iran, both F42 athletes, and then 2 Mexican F46 athletes in Kenya, Lozano and Jennifer Villalobos. This is Fatemeh Ansari of Iran. Big yelp from her. It was out of the sector and she's walked out the front of the circle anyway, so a no throw for her. Result just in from that women's F51-54 800-meter race under 18s. Hannah Dedrick takes her 3rd gold medal of these championships. Licia Musinelli, silver for Switzerland, bronze for Elizabeth Flock of the USA. Speaking of the USA, this is Jessica Himes in the under 20 age group of the F42-47 discus throw. Out of the sector. So a no throw in round 4 for Himes. She's going directly up against Saideh Abdullahi of Iran for a gold medal and a gold medal only. See, just over-rotating just a touch, Jessica Himes. So the right arm wrapped across her body and caused the discus to go out to the left of the sector. This is Saideh Abdullahi. 8:31 in the shot put. She was the only competitor in that non-medal event. Very vocal. We've waited a while since we've picked up this women's discus F42-47 for a legal throw. We've got one now, so our officials there, whose job it is to measure them, have got something to do. Different technique to the one that we just saw from Jessica Himes. A standing start for Abdullahi. The half turn and then the rotation and the explosion in one fluid motion. 18 meters 20. It's her 4th round attempt. Going to round 5 in the under-18s age group then. This is Kenya Lozano of Mexico. .22.87 in the last round. That's not a bad effort either. She'll also compete in the javelin here in Nottwil. So after one sort of rehearsal of the movement, if you like, she then goes for the final effort. .21 meters 73, no improvement on the previous round for her. Next up, Jennifer Villalobos of Mexico. Quick result to bring you in the men's T51-54 800 meters under 18s. Gold for Ludwig Malta of Austria, silver for Abdullah Al Ghafari of United Arab Emirates, and bronze for Samuel Rizzo of Australia in that one. Here goes Villalobos. It's out somewhere close to the 20-meter mark. 21.40 in the last round. They're measuring that. One more result to bring you, this time in the T11 to T13 men's 200 meters under 20s. Gold in that one for Jakub Nitzpon of Poland. 23.26, good enough for 817 points. Timothy Tanner of the USA gets silver, 23.29, just 0.03 seconds behind Nitzpon. And bronze in that for Mehrdad Muradi of Iran. That throw for Villalobos was measured at 20 meters and 9 centimeters. No throw in the last round for this athlete, Marzieh Gassemi. She's competing directly for distance against her compatriot Fatima Ansari, who will throw next. Very careful to step out of the right side of the circle so that she gets a white flag at both ends. See, just always looking up to try and make sure that she gets enough elevation on that discus. It's 20 meters and 16 centimeters. Good effort from Gassemi. What's Ansari got in her locker? She's got a big yelp, that's for sure. It's a decent effort, that. It's a legal one as well. Her teammate Marzieh Gassemi threw 20.16 in round 5. That's well past that. So those two having a bit of a mini battle as are the two Mexican athletes Lozano and Villalobos in the F46 classification. But all these distances will be calculated into points respective to each athlete's classification. So of the 4 athletes, 3 of them will be in medal positions. 22.19 and a little jump of joy for Fatima Ansari. Very pleased indeed with that effort. In the under-20 age group, this is Jessica Himes. No throw in round 4. This time it's good. Such a graceful technique from Himes. It's really good to watch. Very deliberate strides within the rotation phase. All the while the arms are coming around with the momentum of the twist of the body. She eagerly awaits the decision, well, the measurement rather. And there it is, 25.94. Very good indeed. Jessica Himes. This is the only other competitor in this field, Saide Abdullahi, also an F44 athlete, so she is in direct competition for distance against Jessica Himes.
Victory ceremony for shot put, men F51 to F57 under 18. Please welcome the medalists.
And that just slipped out of her grasp a touch too early there, Abdullahi, so it's a no throw. Only have one more go.
President, Swiss Paralympic. Silver medalist, representing Croatia, Dominik Pacekal.
Smarzia Gassemi in conversation with the officials about something.
Gold medalist, representing
Not too sure what it's all about.
of Iran, Aliskar Abaregi.
There are some medal presentations going on right near the discus area. I don't know whether that's causing a delay. Kenya Lozano is not bothered by it one bit. She's just picked up her discus and strolled out with some purpose.
Islamic Republic of Iran.
So it's the final round then of this F42 to 47 discus. 22.87, 21.73 her last 2 throws, Lozano. It's not far away from that vicinity either. Hoping to sign off in style. Also be hoping to make sure that she beats her teammate for distance first off. Let's have a look. 22.81. So not an improvement for Kenya Lozano, but another decent throw.
Ladies and gentlemen, the World Junior Championship
Results
medalist.
to confirm for you from the men's T51 to T54 800 meters under 20s. Gold in that one for Jack Agnew of Great Britain. 146.37 his time, 586 points. Silver for Philip Croft of the USA, and bronze for Taishi Yamakita of Japan. Final throw here for Jennifer Villalobos of Mexico. It will be measured, but I don't think it's going to get out towards the 22.87 that we've seen her compatriot Lozano manage.
Ladies and gentlemen, victory ceremony for shot put, men at 52 to at 67 on the 20. Please welcome
Villalobos awaiting the measurement for her final round throw. And there it is, 20 meters 78. No improvement for her either.
Islamic Republic of Iran, Mahdi Kaderi.
Mazir Gassemi then. 20.16 in round 5.
Gold medalist, representing
In and around the 20-meter mark once more.
Mahmoud Abadi Palutaki.
Chooses the left arm to try and propel some force out before bringing the right arm around with it. Hands on hips, hands on head.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Hands
the
on
national
face.
anthem from Islamic Republic of
Penny for
Iran.
her thoughts. .20 meters 58. That's up on her previous round of 20.16. It's not quite as far as this 22.19 meters that Fatima Ansari got in round 5. Final effort for her. Plenty of height, but it was coming down too quickly for Ansari. Bit of a looper. I don't think that's going to trouble the 22.19. She just mustered a moment or two ago.
Ladies and gentlemen, the World Junior Championship
19.89 it is, just shy of the 20-meter mark. So here's Jessica Himes, 25.94 last time. Really do enjoy watching her throw a discus, Himes. She's pretty decent on the track as well, bronze medal in the 200. She's super athletic. That's a really decent effort for Himes.
Ladies and gentlemen, victory
You see the really smooth and slick technique of Himes. But she's proved on the track in the 100 and the 200 that she's an explosive athlete with that. What do we think? Yeah? Not bad, 27.47. She seems pretty happy with that.
Representing Islamic Republic of Iran, Merdad Moradi.
This is Saida Abdullahi then of Iran. No throw in the previous round, 18.20 in the round before that. She's in the same classification as Jessica Himes, F44. So it is about the distance with these two. And it's a no throw for Abdullahi. She can't unfurl the discus out of the cage. Again, just releasing too early. So that concludes the women's F42-47 discus competition in both the under-18 and under-20 age groups.
Representing Poland.
As ever, as soon as those results are made official, we'll bring them to you on this live stream. Jessica Himes, 27.47. Very good display for her in the under-20 age group. We've got 100-meter races and lots of them to come here in Nottwil in just a matter of moments.
Do you sometimes wish your life was more exciting?
Here we go. Diesen Sommer steht der Welt Großes bevor. Der Allianz Tag des Kinos. Am 3. September nur 5 Franken pro Ticket.
Do you sometimes wish your life was more exciting?
Here we go. Diesen Sommer steht der Welt Großes bevor. Der Allianz Tag des Kinos. Am 3. September nur 5 Franken pro Ticket.
Welcome back to the Sport Arena Nottwil, the home of the 2017 World Para-Athletics Junior Championships. Plenty of people here watching the action. Been some presentation ceremonies just taking place. We're lining things up for some 100-meter action to come in a matter of moments here on the live stream. Plenty of people here in the arena, plenty of people watching at home as well, wherever you are. A very good afternoon to you. This is the start list for the first of our 100-meter races. It's in the men's T35-38 classifications. In the under-18 age group, there will be 2 races that make up the final of this particular competition. 3 Australian athletes in this one: Samuel Walker, Harry Giussini and Liam Richardson. Giussini, gold medalist in the long jump here at Nottwil. Walker was the silver medalist in that. Zachary Gingras of Canada, bronze in the 200. Duvan Castro Ramirez of Colombia got silver in the 200, so this is a very talented field indeed. A mixture of classifications in this race, T35, T36 and T38. The second race in this final will be all T37 athletes. So in the T36 classification, runners have all 4 limbs affected and show involuntary movements which impact on the start, stride pattern and balance. And then as we go from T36 through to T38, the level of impairment gets less severe. That's how the classification system works. So within classification groupings, the higher the number, the less severe the impairment. But the point system that's in operation here at the World Para-Athletics Junior Championships allows athletes of different classifications to compete in the same races and in the same field. And then their times, in this case, in the 100 meters, are then calculated using the points system, and it's the points that work out who the medalists are. We've got 7 athletes in the first part of this final. Another 7 to come straight afterwards.
100-meter T35-38, men under 18, first heat. In lane 8.
So in lane 8 goes Samuel Walker of Australia, already a silver medalist here in Nottwil. He goes in lane 8. In lane 7, Jin Hong Lim of Korea, 10th overall in that 200 meters. This is Ari Giacchini, second of 3 Australians in this race. Gold medalist in the long jump. Supremely focused. This is Zachary Gingras of Canada in lane 5. Bronze in the 200 meters, so he's pretty quick. Liam Richardson completes the trio of Australian athletes. In lane 3, Paul Raub of Germany. Plenty of German flags waving in front of my commentary position here for him. And in lane 2, Duvan Joel Castro Ramirez of Colombia. Silver in the 200, so we expect him to feature in and around the classier section of this 14-man field. 7 racing in this 100 meters, 7 to come afterwards, and all 14 of them will have a points total. Top 3, gold, silver and bronze. So this is race 1 of 2 in the men's 100 meters, T35-38. Castro Ramirez, Raub, Richardson, Gingras, Giacchini, Lim and Walker. Away we go, first time. Walker going well in lane 8 for Australia, trying to get motoring Zachary Gingras, the tall figure from Canada as well. I think Walker's just about going to hang on to this. Gingras coming through to take second on the line. Giacchini was the 3rd man across it. Walker got up, got out, got ahead early, stayed ahead despite pressure coming from lane 5, Zachary Gingras. Those two both T38 athletes. As is Ari Giacchini, who crossed the line 3rd, but remember lanes 2, 3 and 4, Castro, Ramirez, Raub and Richardson in the T36 and T35 classifications respectively. There are 2 of them, Castro Ramirez in 2, Raub in 3. So Their times will be calculated using a different formula respective to their classification. There you see on the left-hand side Walker really motoring here. Gingras was starting to catch him, but Walker had enough strength to hold on to it. Giacchini wasn't too far behind them. So those three were the first three over the line. There's a lot to work out before we know whether they were the first three in the medal hunt, as it were. Because we have got, as I say, 7 more athletes in this T35 to T38 classification.
Das Dankeschön an alle diejenigen, die diese Veranstaltung wirkungsvoll unterstützen. Natürlich der Hauptsponsor zuerst, Allianz.
Spoiler alert, that's the start list for one of the women's races coming up in about 15-20 minutes time.
Dazu der Weltverband, die World Paralympics, Rollstuhlsport Schweiz, der Event-Supporter Swiss Olympics und Swiss Sportfonds des Kantons Luzern. Ihnen allen vielen Dank. Vielen Dank aber auch den Helfern, Kampfrichtern,
There you see just how many spectators have come out to watch the action here on a Saturday night. And I'm sure some of them are here for the bounty castles as well. Most of them here for the action on the track and in the field, though. So the athletes are coming into view there for you for the second part of the men's 100 metres T35 to 38.
UP Stream Media AG als Livestream-Partner, Swiss Promo Group als Volontärpartner und Funny House Eventvermietungen für den Kids.
Wearing 34 is Michael Wimmer of the Czech Republic. 89 from Korea is Hyunwoo Shim. 40 from Germany is Felix Krusemann. 74 on the right of your picture, Erlingur Vidarsson of Iceland. Lukas Schweckheimer of Germany is wearing 44 there. A lot of these athletes we've seen already here in Nottwil. Only one or two medalists amongst them. Ali Al-Nakli, who will go in lane 6. He got gold in the 200 metres, so he will be a formidable opponent here. Only other medalist in this particular race actually got his medal in the field. Lukas Schweckheimer, bronze in the discus. But some quick guys in this one. Jaden Saberton was just outside the medal places in the 200 metres, finishing 4th. Felix Krusemann of Germany was 6th in that 12-man field in the 200, so he's got a bit about him as well. I think Shim of Korea and Vidarsson of Iceland will struggle with the pace of this race, if I'm honest. All the athletes in this one are in the T37 classification. While they go through their final preparations, some more results to bring you from events that have concluded. In the men's F32 to 34 under-20s shot put, Diego Fernando Meneses Medina of Colombia through 9 meters 54 for 648 points. Good enough for gold. Only a 2-man field, so second place but no medal for Mohsen Vozug Tazekand. A confirmed result in the non-medal event, the men's shot put F32 to 34 under-18s. Ali Hussein of United Arab Emirates, 7 meters for him, 236 points. And just quickly in the F32 to 34 women's shot put under-18 age group, it was gold for Charlene Koscher of Germany, 6 meters 10, 552 points for her. Thekra Al-Kabi of United Arab Emirates silver. Sheikha Sultan of United Arab Emirates got bronze in that. So you are up to date with all the results that we have for you. And we can now go down to the track to see the lineup for our next event. It's race 2 of 2 in the final of the men's 100 metres, T35-38 in the under-18 age group. That's Erlingur Vidarsson of Iceland.
From Iceland, Erlingur
12th of the 12 athletes that ran the 200 metres. Felix Kruseman came 6th in that 200 metre standings. Hoping to find an extra gear or so to put himself in the mix here. This is Ali Al Nakli of Saudi Arabia. Gold in the 200 metres. He's very quick indeed, Al Nakli. This is Hyunwoo Shim of Korea going in lane 5. That's Jaden Saberton from Great Britain. 4th and just outside the medals in the 200. Based at the English Institute of Sport in Sheffield, in Yorkshire. Lucas Schweckheimer in lane 3 for Germany. Aiming for Tokyo 2020. Bronze medal in the discus here in Nottwil already. And that's Michal Wimmer of Czech Republic going in lane 2. This is his one and only track event. He's been competing in the discus and the shot put here in Nottwil. So we'll see how he fares in the 100 metres. Not really got a benchmark as to how he'll do in this field, but keep your eye there on the man in green, Ali Al Nakli, wearing 112. 55, Jaden Saberton of Great Britain will also be hoping to put in a good performance. All the athletes here, T37 classified. Wimmer in 2, Schweckheimer in 3, Saberton in 4, Shim in 5, Al Nakli in 6, Kruseman in 7, and Vidarsson in 8. It's the men's 100 metres T35-38 under 18s, race 2. And away they go. Saberton and Al Nakli, as we expected, got out very quickly. Kruseman going well as well, but Al Nakli is just starting to move through the gears here. He'll stay just ahead of Saberton. Al Nakli from Saberton from Kruseman. And then it was Lucas Schweckheimer of Germany who crossed the line 4th. But another very good display indeed from that man, Ali Al Nakli of Saudi Arabia. Desperate to do the sprint double here in Nottwil. And that was decent. Of course, we have to take into consideration all the times and therefore resulting points from the first race. But here we see, there he is in green at 1:12. He and Saberton got out the quickest. Kruseman stayed with Al Nakli for the first third of the race, if you like. But then, as soon as Al Nakli got going, there was very little catching him. Saberton did his best to stay with him throughout there on the near side. Kruseman crossing the line just before his compatriot Schweckheimer. Good run from Al Nakli. Good run from Saberton as well. He'll be hoping to go one better than the 4th place he got in the 200 metres and put himself in the mix for a medal. So all 14 athletes in the T35-38 classifications have run their 100 metre races. It's now up to the calculations within their classifications to find out how many points they scored and therefore the rankings and therefore the destination of the medals. Next on the track, it's the turn of the under-18 women in the T35-38 classification. Again, the medal hunt split over 2 races here. Another 14 athletes going for gold, as there were in the men's. As they come into the arena, there they are. We'll update you on a couple more results from the F42 to F47 discus. The women's event in the under-18 age group. Gold went to Fatima Ansari of Iran. 22.19 metres for the F42 athletes, 626 points for her. Her compatriot Marzieh Ghassemi of Iran, also an F42 athlete, through 20 meters 58 centimeters, 527 points, good enough for silver. And then bronze went to Kenya Lozano of Mexico in the F46 classification, 24 meters 14, 457 points, meaning that Jennifer Villalobos of Mexico misses out on a medal, finishing fourth there. 21 meters 40, 316 points for her. And then in the under-20s age group, in the same event, the F42 to 47 discus, it was Jessica Himes of the USA that claimed gold. 27.47 meters. Accrued 537 points for her. Only one other athlete competing in that, so no medal for Saidi Abdullahi of Iran. 20 meters and 3 centimeters her best effort for 193 points. So gold and gold only in the under-20 women's discus F42 to 47, and that went the way of Jessica Himes of the USA. We've still got 6 more 100-meter races to bring you on this live stream this evening, on the penultimate day of the World Para-Athletics Junior Championships 2017. We've got race 1 of 2 just a moment or two away in the women's 100 meters T35-38 under-18s. That's Daphne Schrager of Great Britain. Her compatriot Eve Walsh-Dan will be racing in this one. 2 Australian athletes in Tamsin Colley and Erin Gabler. Saltanat Abil Kasim Kizi of Kazakhstan, Carla Cardenas of Mexico, and Helena Hilmarsdottir of Iceland complete the lineup. That's Abil Kasim Kizi of Kazakhstan warming up. Carla Cardenas of Mexico in this field got bronze in the 200. The silver went to Tamsin Colley of Australia. The gold in the 200 went to Eve Walsh-Dan of Great Britain. Searching for the sprint double.
100 meters T34-38 women under 18 first heat. In lane 8 from Mexico, Carla Sofia Cardenas Herrera.
That's Carla Sofia Cardenas Herrera going in lane 8.
In lane 7 from Great Britain, Eve Walsh.
Eve Walsh-Dan. There's no hyphen between her 2 surnames there, that's why the announcer got a bit confused. In 6, Tamsin Colley of Australia. Walsh-Dan, the gold medalist, Colley, the silver medalist in the 200 meters.
In lane 5 from Iceland,
Helena Ósk Hilmarsdottir of Iceland will go in lane 5.
In lane 4 from Great Britain,
That's the determined look of Daphne Schrager of Great Britain.
In lane 3 from Kazakhstan, Saltanat
Abil Kasim Kizi of Kazakhstan in 3, and then in lane 2,
from Australia,
I'm blowing a kiss to the camera, Erin Gabler. He is really pumped for this race. 8th overall in the 200 meters, Erin Gabler. So, in terms of past performances here at these championships, keep your eye on the left of your screen. Carla Cardenas, Eve Walsh-Dan and Tamsin Colley were the medalists in the 200 meters. This is the women's 100 meters, T35-38, under 18s, race 1 of 2. Gabler in 2, Abil Kasim Kizi in 3, Schrager in 4, Dottir in 5, Colley in 6, Walsh Dan in 7, Cardenas Herrera in lane 8. And away we go, and it is those three that we picked out at the start here that are leading things away. Cardenas Herrera of Mexico has just about got the advantage over Eve Walsh Dan, and she's going to cross the line first here. Cardenas Herrera first, Walsh Dan second, Tamsin Colley crosses in third. Daphne Schrager of Great Britain was the fourth across the line. But a good run from lane 8 and Carla Sofia Cardenas Herrera of Mexico. Bronze in the 200, but she will finish it's a good finish there in that race for her. Athletes across a multitude of different classifications here, T35, 36 and 38. And as ever, all very sportsmanlike at the end. It's a friendly rivalry until they're actually in race mode, if you like. Here we go from the start then, and it was perhaps Eve Walsh Dan wearing 57 that got the best of the starts of the trio on the left there. Colley was with her. Cardenas Herrera took a little while to get going, but when she did, she powered on through. It was her, then Walsh Dan, then Colley. But Cardenas Herrera, remember, in the T38 classification, Colley and Walsh Dan in the T36 classifications. But in terms of first across the line, it was her, Carla Sofia Cardenas Herrera. Although there are a lot of calculations to take place before we work out who finishes where overall. So here's the start list for the second part of this final. Three German athletes in this one in the shape of Leonie Düring, Clara Vey and Annegret Schneider. Molly Kingsbury of Great Britain, Michelle Cross of the USA, Kaylin Joseph of Australia, and Bergrun Adelsteinsdottir of Iceland. And they are just making their way around what would be the top bend if they were running the 200. So we've got another result to bring you, and it concerns the men's T35-38 under 18s race. 14 athletes in this across 2 races, and the winner and gold medalist, and successfully completing the sprint double here in Nottwil, Ali Al Nakli of Saudi Arabia. 12.25 seconds, amassed him 770 points. Good enough for gold. Jaden Saberton, who missed out on a medal in the 200 meters, finishing 4th, is the silver medalist in the 100. 12.46 for him, 699 points. And the bronze medal, that went to Samuel Walker of Australia. 12.19 seconds, earned him 660 points to give him bronze. So in the men's T35-38 under 18s, 100 meters, Ali Al Nakli, the gold medalist, Jaden Saberton silver, and Samuel Walker bronze for Australia. So we're a matter of moments away from the second part of the women's 100 meters T35-38 under 18 competition. There you see a starting aid for Leonie Düring. Next to her, Bergrun Adelsteinsdottir of Iceland, making sure the blocks are exactly how she'd like them. Supporters very close to the action here. Plenty of German flags right in front of Leonie Düring. They'll be waving as well for Clara V and Annegret Schneider as well. In terms of medals won in this particular group of athletes, they all came in the long jump. Gold in that for Schneider, silver for Düring, bronze for Kaylin Joseph of Australia. No medals on the track amongst this group of athletes. Adelsteinsdottir was 4th in the 200 metres, so she'll be hoping to improve on that and get herself inside the top 3. So all the athletes in this one, T37. This is Leonie Düring in lane 8 for Germany. 5th in the 200 metres, so pretty quick. Adelsteinsdottir of Iceland goes in lane 7. She, as I just said, was just outside the medals. No Clara V in lane 6, she does not start, so in lane 5 we've got Kaylin Joseph of Australia. Bronze in the long jump here, was 11th in the 200 metres. There's the smiling face of Michelle Cross from United States of America. 6th in the 200, in the top half of the competition. In 3, Annegret Schneider of Germany as well. Gold in the long jump for her. So we're missing Molly Kingsbury in lane 2 as well. So 5 athletes in this. It's the second part of the women's 100 metres T35-38 under 18s. Schneider of Germany in 3. Cross of the USA in 4. Joseph of Australia in 5. Adelsteinsdottir of Iceland in 7. Düring in lane 8. All competing to be the best of the T37 athletes. All competing for the best time to get the most points in the overall context of this final. And away we go. Michelle Cross going well for USA. Adelsteinsdottir now starting to come through in lane 7. Leonie Düring going with her in lane 8. It's 7 and 8, and Schneider in lane 3 is having a really good run as well here. Annegret Schneider's going to win this from lane 3. Adelsteinsdottir and Düring seem to be the initial leaders from lane 7 and 8, but that's a good run indeed from Schneider. Not as tall as the other two, but certainly got plenty of pace. We were looking at the left-hand side of the screen there, and Düring and Adelsteinsdottir, but on the right there wearing 43, running in lane 3, Annegret Schneider. She'd got past the fast-starting Michelle Cross, came through first. Adelsteinsdottir in second, and I think Cross may just have got there before Düring to cross the line in third. So that a battle of the T37 athletes, if you like, but they are part of the classification grouping between T35 and T38. So we'll factor those times against the times achieved in the first race of this final by the athletes from T35, 36 and 38. Times will be converted into points, and as soon as we have that result for you, we will bring it to you. That's the start list for our next 100-metre race.
Ladies and gentlemen, victory ceremony for Nottwil.
It's moving up an age category to the juniors, the under-20s.
Please welcome the medalists.
Staying in the same classification, T35-38. Again, as we have done with both male and female in the under-18 age groups, we'll split this up into 2 races. A mixture of classifications in both.
Silver medalist, representing Mexico, Jennifer Guadalupe Villalobos Gomez.
Only 1 medal around the neck of any of the athletes in this first race, and that's Franz Michael Kowalik of Germany. He got bronze in the long jump. A few nearly men. Kowalik again came 4th in the 200, so just outside the medals. Barrios was 5th in that. Andreas de Avila from Colombia was 6th. So these are the guys that were just outside the medal hunt over 200 meters. I'm sure they'll all be determined to propel themselves a place or 2 higher to get themselves on the podium.
Ladies and gentlemen, the national anthem of Islamic Republic of Iran.
Athletes just going through their pre-race routines. Many of them will have a routine, many of them will do certain things at certain stages to prepare themselves mentally, physically. Some call it superstition, some call it preparation. Yes, it's whatever works best for you as an individual. So this is part 1 of 2 in the men's 100 meters, T35-38, under 20s age group. Sorimachi of Japan is on the right of your picture there, in lane 1. Very ambitious, aiming to compete at his home Paralympic Games, Tokyo 2020, of course. I think we're all waiting for this power ballad to wrap itself up before we meet the athletes and start this 100 meters. I've just had the conclusion of a medal ceremony at the other end of the arena. So when our stadium announcer sees fit to fade this track out gently, I'm sure we'll meet and go through lane by lane who's taking part in this T35-38 100 meter race. Well, yeah, the power ballad's finished. We're back into the intro music.
Next race, 100 meters.
Here we go then.
T35-38, men under 20.
Men's 100 meters, T35-38.
From the Czech Republic.
That's Matej Berdis of Czech Republic, goes in lane 8. Lane 7 for Germany, Malcolm Meissner. He was 9th in the 200 meters.
Lane 6 from Argentina.
6th, Pablo Barrios of Argentina. 5th in the 200 meters, so he was up there.
Lane 5 from Germany.
Franz Michael Kowalik. He finished 4th in the 200. He's got a bronze medal already at these championships in the long jump.
Lane 4.
Next to him in lane 4, Andres de Avila of Colombia. the only T36 athlete in this race.
From India,
This is
Manu.
the man so good they named him twice, Manu from India.
Lane 2 from Spain.
Ivan Soriano from Spain goes in lane 2. And then in lane 1, Masatoshi Sorimachi of Japan. So that's the lineup. It's a full lineup for race 1 of 2 in the men's 100 meters T35-38 under 20s age group. Athletes ranging from T35, T36 and T37 in there. Verdis in lane 8 is the only T35 athlete. De Avila in lane 4, the only T36 athlete. Everybody else in the T37 classification. So in 1, Sorimachi, 2, Soriano, 3, Manu, 4, De Avila, 5, Kowalik, 6, Barrios, 7, Meissner, and 8, Verdis. Well, there seems to be a bit of confusion down on the start there. A few athletes were in the set position, a few of them weren't. A few then tried to go, a few didn't. I don't know whether they were struggling to hear the starting equipment. You see everybody in the set position. Maybe there was just a twitch in lane 4 from De Avila Gomez. Just standing by to find out what the decision is. All the athletes stepping forward once again. As we prepare again for the men's 100 meters T35-38 under 20s race 1 of 2. And we're away well this time. Pablo Barrios of Argentina going very, very well. Next to him, Franz Michael Kowalik of Germany, but I think Pablo Barrios is just going to get it. 2 T37 athletes going head-to-head there. Lane 4 and 7 were next through, De Avila Gomez and Malcolm Meissner. Good run from Pablo Barrios in lane 6. He was right next to Franz Michael Kowalik, his fellow T37 athlete. And you see Barrios wearing 150. Just had a quick glance across to make sure he was ahead of everybody on his left. Kowalik stayed with him, but Barrios got there first. Kowalik second. It was the T36 athlete Andres De Avila Gomez that crossed the line third. Malcolm Meissner walking very gingerly there. He pulled up quite early in that race in lane 7. My apologies, it was Meissner who actually crossed the line in 4th. It was Verdis who was left behind, T35 athlete. Of course, all those times will go in to the point score system and churn out a point score that's comparable across the different classifications. And we've now got more athletes in the T35-38 bracket in race 2 of 2 in the final. There's the start list. We had a brief shower for a moment or two, perhaps an hour ago. The track has completely dried out. Not a lot of rain came down. It's still very warm here, so dried out quite quickly. So conditions are absolutely fine now. Some more dark clouds overhead. Last time I mentioned those dark clouds, we did have some rain, so I'll be quiet and we'll go and meet the athletes for race 2 of 2 in this men's 100 meter T35-38 under 20s.
In lane 8 from Mexico, Jose Trinidad Serrano Garcia.
Lane 8 there, wearing 255, Jose Trinidad Serrano Garcia. Thumbs up from him.
From Colombia,
7, Luis Lucumi from Colombia. Narrowly missed out on a medal in the javelin at the World Championships in London recently, Lucumi. Dennis Rill of Germany goes in lane 6. Already got a silver medal in the long jump here. Another Colombian athlete then in the shape of Juan Sebastian Gomez Coa. Gold in the long jump, silver in the 200, going very well at these championships, Gomez Coa. That's Amar Aichun of Great Britain. Very cool customer, Aichun. Bronze in the 200 meters for him. Derek Mont goes in lane 3 for the USA. Only really started focusing solely on athletics last year. More of a 200 meter specialist, Mont. And this is Lucas Magalhães of Brazil. He is a T35 athlete, Magalhães, on the outside in lane 8. Jose Serrano is a T36 athlete, and then from lanes 3 to 7, the athletes are in the T38 classification. So it's race 2 of 2 in the men's 100 meters, T35-38 under 20s age group. Magalhães, Mont, Aichun, Gomez Coa, Rill, Lucumi, and Serrano. And they don't get away cleanly. So we'll wait and see the outcome of that. Let's have a look on the replay. Possibly going a fraction earlier than the rest, Amar Aichun in lane 4. But as we've seen at these championships, it's not always been the athletes at fault for causing a false start. Let's watch it again. There you see he's the first up. But it's a green card for everybody. So we'll just credit Amar Aichun with very good reaction times as to the reason that he was the first out of the blocks. So the athletes will settle into the blocks once again for race 2 of 2 in the men's 100 meters, T35-38 under 20s. We are away this time. Amar Aichun of Great Britain is away quickly again, but Luis Lucumi in lane 7 for Colombia is also going well. Coming through is his compatriot Gomez Coa, and Gomez Coa might just get this on the line. It was close between him and Aichun. Lucumi just ran out of steam in the last 20 meters or so. Dennis Rill finished strongly in lane 6 as well. All of those athletes from lane 3 to 7 racing directly against each other in the T38 classification. In the outside 2 lanes in 2 and 8, Magalhães in T35 classification and Serrano Garcia in the T36 classification will have their times converted into points, as will the athletes in the T38. But that was a really intriguing 100-meter race there. Aichun got away quickest, then Lucumi was leading, and then Gomez Coa had an excellent second half of the race. A lot happened in the space of 100 meters. There you see Aichun 194 with the bright yellow shoes, and then let's have a look how close it was on the line. We're not directly in line with it, so it's very difficult to call. And on this near side, Serrano Garcia finishing in the T36 classification. We have looked at it, and it was Juan Sebastian Gomez-Coa that was in first. Derek Mont of USA second. Amar Aichun, I think, of Great Britain second there. It was close between those two on the line. Dennis Rull of Germany in third. And Luis Lukumi was actually squeezed down into fourth. That's the start list for our next race. We're into the women's 100 meters T35-38 under 20s. And as we have done throughout these 100 meter T35-38s, we'll split this final up into two races. Four athletes in this one. That's Jagoda Kibil of Poland. Just going through her warm-up routines. While they do so, results to bring you from the under 18 age group within these classifications. The women's 100 meters T35-38. Gold for Eve Walshdan of Great Britain, 15.09 seconds, 832 points for her. Well clear of silver medalist Tamsin Colley of Australia, also a T36 athlete like Eve Walshdan, 15.77 seconds, 674 points for her. And it was close for bronze, just a matter of 2 points in it. The bronze medal goes the way of Carla Sofia Cardenas Herrera of Mexico, 639 points for her, squeezing Daphne Schrager of Great Britain down into fourth, who got 637 points. So very close, but gold for Eve Walshdan of Great Britain, silver for Tamsin Colley, and bronze for Carla Cardenas of Mexico in the under 18 women's T35-38 100 meters.
Meter, woman, under 20.
So we move up to the under 20s now.
In lane 6, from Mexico, Lucia Fernanda Muro Padilla.
In lane 6, Lucia Muro Padilla of Mexico. As ever, Team Mexico's coach is very vocal in his support. In 5, Vanessa Brown of Germany. Going in lane 4 is Nadia Scorbini of Argentina. And they're in lane 3 representing Poland, Jagoda Kibil. So Kibil is a T35 athlete, Scorbini T36, Brown and Muro Padilla T38 athletes. This is race 1 of 2 in the women's 100 meters T35-38 in the under 20s age group. Only athlete in this with major championship experience, Vanessa Brown in lane 5, competed in Rio last year, ran 14:59 in the heats. Lucia Muro Padilla was 4th in the 200 meters here in Nottwil, just outside the medals. So Kibil in 3, Scorbini in 4, Brown in 5, Muro Padilla in 6. No problems with the start, they are away. Scorbini started well, but now Vanessa Brown starts to get going. It's going to be Vanessa Brown versus Lucia Muro Padilla, and Brown continuing to come through and drive with the arms and legs, head down as she dips for the line, and she beats Lucia Muro Padilla to it. Those two in the T38 classification, so racing directly against each other. And Vanessa Brown is very, very happy indeed with that. There you see her reaction. Can't quite believe what she's just managed. Very good performance indeed from Vanessa Brown. Let's have a look at it again from the start. She got out very well, Brown. Next to her, Scorbini in the opening stages was going well, but then as Brown started to power through, Muro Padilla couldn't quite go with it. Scorbini crossed the line third, Kibil crossed it in fourth. But of course, those times will be turned into points within each athlete's classifications. And then of course, we've got this race still to come, the second part of this T35 to T38 final. And there is the start list for the final event of day 3 of the World Para-Athletics Junior Championships. Some very quick athletes in this, including Amy Carr of Great Britain, gold medal in the 200 meters. Sue Ellen Oliveira got silver in that. Bronze went to Kotomi Yoshikawa. All three of those athletes in this race. Amy Carr has got 2 golds from 2 so far here in Nottwil. She won top prize in the long jump as well. There she is. Doesn't really understand any concept other than winning, Amy Carr. This is her third of 4 events. She will compete in the triple jump as well. One of a number of the British team that were inspired by the London 2012 Paralympics. Her target is, as it is for many of the athletes here, Tokyo in 3 years' time.
And now, today's last race, 100 meter women under 20, with on lane 6 from Brazil, Sue Ellen.
So starting in lane 6, Sue Ellen Oliveira of Brazil, silver medalist in the 200 meters. Next to her in lane 5, Libby Laikis of New Zealand. Kotomi Yoshikawa goes in lane 4 for Japan. Bronze medalist in the 200. Shades on. Now this is Amy Carr, 2 golds from 2 events so far. Can she complete the hat trick? And going in lane 2, Hyun Jong Sol of Korea. She's the only T38 athlete in this race. Carr, Yoshikawa, Laikis and Oliveira are in the T37 classification. So it's the last race of day 3. It's the second part of the women's 100 meters T35 to 38 under 20s. Seoul of Korea in 2, Carr of Great Britain in 3, Yoshikawa of Japan in 4, Laikis of New Zealand in 5, Oliveira of Brazil in lane 6. Away they go then, keep an eye on Amy Carr in lane 3, but also Sue Ellen Oliveira. Those were the top 2 in the 200 meters, and these are the top 2 in this race as well. And I think Sue Ellen Oliveira is just about going to have enough to win this one for Brazil. She does cross the line first. Amy Carr crosses it in second for Great Britain. I think Yoshikawa was there ahead of Laikis on the line as well. Good run indeed from Sue Ellen Oliveira, making up for finishing behind Amy Carr in the 200 meters. And that's very nice to see. Straight over for a big hug with Amy Carr. They're having a good rivalry in the sprints, those two. And let's make that one each. So here we go again, 196 in the white and blue, Amy Carr, 1:66 in the green, Sue Ellen Oliveira. They were pretty much side by side until the final third of the race, and then Sue Ellen Oliveira really just started to pull away as Amy Carr couldn't go with her. Look at the smile on her face. Sue Ellen Oliveira, silver in the 200. Will that be good enough for gold in the 100? The points will tell us when the times are put through the points score system and then worked out alongside those of the 4 athletes that went in the first race in this final. Full results from today and all of these World Para-Athletics Junior Championships available on the website www.nottwil2017.ch. Lots of people here. There's some kind of concert going on here tonight as well, so the atmosphere should be pretty good. Another result to bring you here in the men's T35 to T38 under 20s 100 meters. The gold in that one went to Juan Sebastian Gomez-Coa of Colombia, 11.94. 750 points for him, just 3.5 points ahead of Amar Aichun, who is in silver medal position. Just 1/100th of a second separating those two T38 athletes. Close as it gets there. Aichun silver for Great Britain. Pablo Barrios got bronze for Argentina with 716 points. So that result confirmed for you. As I say, the rest of those results available for you on our official website, www.nottwil2017.ch. That's it from day 3 of the World Para-Athletics Junior Championships. Enjoy the rest of your Saturday evening. We will see you bright and early, 9 o'clock tomorrow morning Central European time for the final day of action. Good evening.
Ah, não, do moleque não vai ter. Cara, quem era pra pegar a medalha já pegou, entendeu, hoje. Marca pro Tomás. Ah, sim, mas já foi, pô. Já recebeu até a medalha.
Do you sometimes wish your life was more exciting?
Here we go. Diesen Sommer steht der Welt Großes bevor. Der Allianz Tag des Kinos. Am 3. September nur 5 Franken pro Ticket.
Do you sometimes wish your life was more exciting?
Here we go. Diesen Sommer steht der Welt Großes bevor. Der Allianz Tag des Kinos. Am 3. September nur 5 Franken pro Ticket.